Okay, so next I want to take a look at a new French film called The Night of the 12th that is out at the moment. And if you love crime films, you are going to really, really love this film. It's from German director Dominic Moll. So yeah, get your head around that. German director, but French film. It's called The Night of the 12th, and it basically is set in a major crime squad, a French major crime squad. Now, the film gives away a major part of its plot at the very, very opening stanza. It basically says that every year in France, 800 criminal investigations are started, and a large number of those, I think it was about 20%, remain unsolved as the year closes. And it says this is one of those cases. So you know very, very early on that this is going to be one of those films where there's not a major resolve for the audience. And I admit, when I read that, I thought, wow, this is going to be a really disappointing film. Well, I couldn't be further from the truth. So this film centers around the murder of a popular young girl called Clara Royer, played by Lula Cotton Frappier. One night, she leaves her best friend's house and is walking home when she is confronted by a masked person who says her name, then throws petrol or some kind of accelerant on her and lights her on fire. She dies there in the park, and then the major crime squad are called in to try and investigate what has happened. Now, where this film works so well is this film shows how a case can really haunt the investigators. I said earlier, Clara is a popular girl. We learn very, very quickly in this film that she has a lot of male partners, and that adds to the suspect list with the major crime unit finding more and more suspects as they go along. And the sad bit is, nearly every one of these guys that they find could be the murderer. There's something about all of them that makes the major crime squad think this is the guy that could have done it. Now, this film shows them talking to these guys, doing more and more of an investigation, and it shows the effect that it has on a brand new captain and also another character called Marceau, played by Bully Lanners. It shows how these kinds of cases just get under the skin of these investigators and frustrate them to the point where they start to do things that are completely out of character. This is a fantastic film. It's kind of in that tone, I guess, of a television series I loved called Rebus, or Wire in the Blood. And it just shows the frustration that police officers go through when they're working cases like this. It's one of those films, and I take my hat off to Dominic Moll for doing the film in this way, where it doesn't point its finger. And as an audience, you sit there thinking, yeah, the same as the cops. Yep, this is the guy that could have done it. This guy's got motive to do it. There's one character that we're introduced to at one point in here that has a violent history. The other really sad thing I think that you really notice with this film is how many of the male partners that Clara had that really didn't care for her. So there's a little bit of a little bit of a statement made about society there, and how women like Clara are viewed by society. But for the most part, this is a film that really looks at that frustration that police officers go through with these hard-to-crack cases. And I think, like I said, even though it's a film that I thought was going to disappoint me, it didn't. It really, really thrilled me. Really enjoyed the film as it went through. Loved watching the twists and turns that happened throughout this film. This is a film, I think, that anyone that loves European cinema or anyone that loves crime films is going to absolutely lap up. Go and check it out while it's still in cinemas. It's called The Night of the 12th, and I'm giving it 4 out of 5.